One thing that I would like to share here is that I am not an expert, guys. Trust me, I'm not.
She has told that she's just a beginner, but she's just a beginner with 50,000 plus followers. So I mean, LinkedIn is not Instagram. So, good evening, everyone. We have 16 people joining our session. So, I really thank you, everyone. So, to talk about Sakshi, we met in LinkedIn. Okay, I mean, she was a content writer when I have just joined LinkedIn. She was actually ruling LinkedIn. Okay, and I used to copy her content. I used to go behind her content, how she is managing the profile, how she is building the profile. So I somehow wanted to connect with her, but then Instagram made it so easy. So yeah, to talk about her, she is a TEDx speaker, LinkedIn coach, and inspired by young people across the globe to build a powerful business profile via LinkedIn. She's also tried and proven tactics to build your business via LinkedIn, and she is also a TEDx speaker. So this was a dream, Sakshi, like to start a show in the name of Harrison Co. and to invite major experts from different niche. So we were thinking about the name, what name we would give. Then we found that okay, we would give the name the Strategist, and
Yeah.
we welcome the strategists from different niche and gather their ideas so that we all can learn and introduce them to our community, to whoever like who love to learn. So
Right.
the whole idea, and when I thought, okay, I need to start somehow this, I none of the name came to my mind. I thought, okay, let's welcome Sakshi first, and it's going to be a great start. So thank you so much, Sakshi, for accepting our invitation within a short notice, I would say. And yeah, thank you so much. So without wasting your time, without wasting anyone's time, let me give that bang on announcement. So I welcome everyone to the new show from the House of Harrison called The Strategist, where we will be welcoming experts, top 1% experts from different niche, and gather their information so that we all learn from them. So this whole episode will be shared as a YouTube video, will also be shared as a podcast, so that you can later learn, listen, keep on listening, learn from Sakshi's all wise ideas. So without wasting your time, let's start. Yeah, Sakshi, the stage is here. So I'll be asking a few questions later, but let's start with your introduction. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much, Harris, for having me here. I also see like this is the first episode. So actually a bit hyped up that you invited me, in the first episode. Quite happy. One thing that I would like to share here is that I am not an expert, guys. Trust me, I'm not. There are people out there, so many international people, I would say, out there on LinkedIn, whom I look up to every single day, and the kind of work that they are doing. I don't know. I'm still just. I just stay in the awe of what they're doing. In the LinkedIn community. So I don't consider myself an expert at all. However, last time when I invited Harris over on an Instagram live, um, that's when I realized there is a lot that I don't know. Okay, and I think the more I talk to people, the more I realize how much I don't know. So like if you're listening to me right now, whether you are listening to me right now like live, or you would be listening somebody who's listening to me after it's uploaded on several platforms, I just want you to know that I'm just one of you, who just stumbled upon LinkedIn one day during pandemic, thinking कि अरे ये तो this is just one another platform that I have not yet explored, so just let's explore. And that's how it all began. So if it can begin in such like an accidental thing, and then create something good out of it, imagine what would happen if you start with a planning and strategy in hand. So that's all.
Yes, yes, yes. The people, for all the listeners, people, I mean, like she has told that she's just a beginner, but she's just a beginner with 50,000 plus followers. So I mean, LinkedIn is not Instagram. You put out some music with some bullshit content, you get some reach. but LinkedIn is not Instagram. You have to be very crisp and clear with the content, and you cannot grow there by running ads. Okay, you can only grow there by organic content. So only if you have great content, you can grow there. No way you think she's just a beginner. She has put out great content. That's why she has that number of following. So I would love to start with this question, Sakshi, before we
Yeah,
go to the strategies and everything about LinkedIn.
sure.
Why LinkedIn? Because that's where everything starts. Now, why we need to be in LinkedIn?
So I tried out multiple platforms in the past 3 to 4 years of being in the marketing industry or in the online space. I tried Instagram was the one thing that I tried first, and I tried to do everything. I tried to become a fashion blogger. I tried to become a travel blogger. I basically whatever I saw that I thought I could become in the online space, I tried and tested with literally everything, but nothing's sort of stick to me. So when you do certain things, now you realize, this is my thing. So I never got the feeling whatever I was doing on other platforms, on other niches, was feeling more like a work and less like the thing that I would enjoy. But when LinkedIn happened, I think one thing which stuck me right at the door was the fact that not everybody is here, and that's what makes LinkedIn a bit unique. I'm sure most people are joining it now, and it will be more crowded in the coming years, but still there will be some sort of uh, content filter or people filter which will be there, because the people who would be putting out shitty content, we will either ways not grow. So then eventually they'll stop create content, and only a certain type of content works there. So if you are looking to grow in any space, not just in the marketing space but in any space, and not just in the startup or in the freelancing market, but also in the job market, I would say LinkedIn is the place to be. Because so I currently have a full-time job. I work with Graphy by an academy. I look after the content for Graphy, which is a part of an academy. And what I have felt is that even though I was not looking for a job switch, I was getting a lot of offers from co-founders. Okay, and they were like, Sakshi, join our team. Even Graphy happened because of LinkedIn. So when they saw my profile, they were like, you know what, we just want you. And they didn't take any assignment, which is very, for a person who is into content, you guys will know that it's very rare to get hired without doing an assignment in the content field. But they didn't. They were like, we just want you, just tell me when you can come. And I had to cut my last company's notice period like really short. I had to buy it out to join the company, because they were like, no, we just want you. So that happened, and that is when I was not looking for a job. I was only looking for freelancing gigs, which I was getting. So imagine if you can create a personal brand on LinkedIn, which gives you the things which you don't even ask for. Imagine what would it do to you for the things that you actually go ahead and ask for. Like, for example, you are a startup owner, and if you are creating a profile saying, you know what, I sell XYZ services, people will be aware of what you're doing and they will come to you. But it cannot be salesy. That's the idea.
Okay. So I am pretty much sure that you also, I mean, what is the possibility? You were posting, you have made X amount of money from LinkedIn. So how does that work? Like, what is the possibility of you putting your time, spending your time in LinkedIn than any other social media mark? I mean, networks. For, like personally, okay, I used to use a lot of Instagram. So when I started using LinkedIn, I feel like whenever you put time on LinkedIn, it's
Yeah.
not you're wasting there. Everything
Mm-hmm.
is a quality time. Either you're learning from someone's content, or you are putting some content, or you are networking. So there's nothing like waste of time, just like in Instagram where you scroll, when you
Yeah.
do scroll and stuff. So my question is, what is like when you put quality time on LinkedIn, what can we expect? As you told, the companies can hire, or what is the why LinkedIn?
Okay, so I think it depends upon the thing that you're trying to sell and what industry you're operating in, basically. So, for example, say there are people who are out there on Instagram and they're generating good business out of Instagram only. For example, I come across a lot of fitness bloggers or people in the fitness niche. So there they need to show their workout videos, show what they eat in a day and stuff like that. So in that area, Instagram works really well for them, in showcasing that visuals and those things. However, there is scope for them to go on LinkedIn as well, but they might not realize it now. But eventually, I think everybody will, because I think LinkedIn right now, let's just say that LinkedIn right now is just like Instagram back when it started in the initial years. So right now, whoever comes here gets an edge of great organic reach, because I'm sure if all of us start to create content, the reach will go down, which is happening to me also, by the way. So every time I take on a client's account, what I see is that within 2 to 3 months, they start to get the same reach that I'm getting in the half, in the 25% of engagement that I'm getting. So say if I'm getting 150 likes, they will get somewhere around 50 likes, and both of us, our reach or views will be same. So yeah.
Okay, so let's get into the name of this show, the strategist. So, if you could give a few strategies which personally helped you to scale LinkedIn.
Hmm.
Now before that question, let's put it like this: what will be the 1 to 5 step of LinkedIn? Like if I'm a very newbie, okay, I'm sure most of the people who are listening to this show will be very newbie in LinkedIn. So
Yeah.
if you can say that 1 to 5 steps from a
Hmm.
newbie to making it to starting the LinkedIn, what would be that one thing?
I think the first step is optimizing your profile. So it's like any other platform that you be in. Suppose you start a Facebook account, you start an Instagram account, you include your picture, you write a bio, you include your summary, and those basic things. So that's what we call profile optimization on LinkedIn. And I think that would be step one, where you put up a nice cover picture, a nice bio, a good summary where you are explaining what exactly is it that you're doing, what are the results, and what is your experience. That is step one. Step two could be, then you start to create content. I would say content, because it takes time for LinkedIn or any other platform for that matter, their algorithm to notice that you are creating content. So if you start to create content from day one, your start picks up like really fast. And then the third would be start to connect with people. So if I'm new on LinkedIn, I will not grow if I'm not connecting or making friends. So by connecting on LinkedIn, I mean it's like making friends on Facebook, we can say. So then you connect with people on LinkedIn. That would be step three. Fourth would be engaging with them. So if I am posting something, there is no way I will get reach and engagement if I'm not doing the same to others as well from my niche. So that would be step four. And step five would be engaging on the DMs, which is like one of the underrated strategy which people have. So one thing that people are not doing on any platform, not just on LinkedIn, is that they are trying to become the best in content creation. They're trying to become the best in engagement, but they're missing out the point, which is like, so they don't, they're not talking to people via DM, or even if they're talking, it's very forced and it's very salesy. So they are talking thinking, he's my potential client, let me talk to this person, because after 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and eventually this person can become my client, to let me talk to him. And trust me, the other person sitting on the other computer screen can actually sniff it and understand key this is not a genuine conversation happening, and they are going to be sold to. So I think, yeah,
Yeah,
these are the five
that's
steps.
that's a great 5 steps. So optimizing, you start with optimizing, then you
Yes,
start with connecting with people, then you start with
content.
networking. So yeah, that's a great 1 to 5 steps. So let me go back to the question which Chef put earlier. So what has worked for Sakshi Darpan in LinkedIn? Like how did you scale from the point A to B in a very short period of time? Like is it just consistency? No, it's
Um,
also content is a part of the LinkedIn game. So
yes.
how do you come up with content? Like what are the strategies you have put?
Okay, so it's gonna sound really stupid, but I'll just put it out. I did not have a content strategy at place at all. Okay.
Okay.
So I'll tell you. So the reason is that I have always been into content. So naturally, I would say I'm a I'm more of a content person. So I got into content also by mistake because I used to write things during college, and somebody just told me that, you know what, Sakshi, you can create extra pocket money. So I was like, you know what, 5,000 a month sounds pretty great to me. Just get me an internship through Internshala. And that's where it all began. So then 5,000 became 50,000, and then it just never stopped basically. So that's what I'm trying to say. I didn't have any content strategy in place. I just enjoyed writing the things. The only thing I think naturally I wrote better than the like most of the people, because I already had, practiced writing content for years. That's what I was getting paid for, right? So since I was into the writing profession, I knew what to write, how to write. So I think that's where I got an edge over others a bit. Second thing, so this is one area where I think people will be struggling a bit initially, because it's like a skill. Writing is a skill. Even if you're writing like a small paragraph, it's a skill. It will take some time for you to develop it. A second thing which really helped me, which a lot of people are not doing at all, is sharing the personal story, the personal side of your like life's journey. So everybody thinks that, LinkedIn is a professional platform, so chalo hum bas gyan baatte rehte hain. That's not the case. Everybody is giving out gyan. Why would people would listen to your gyan? Only if they also relate to you. So imagine if I come here and I'm somebody you're not able to relate to, then whatever I say, it will go beyond your mind, even if I'm saying the right things. However, if I'm a relatable person, you know that she is one of us, then whatever I'll say, you will be, listening to me with more I would say more attention probably, and you would feel relatable to me. So one thing which I constantly did, which was again not intentional and not a part of strategy, I just felt that there is a lot that I should share and I can share. So I probably I used to share something about my life once in a month probably, and it used to perform really good. uh, I remember sharing one piece of content last year, which got me, I don't know, 500, 600 followers from just one post. So I think this helped. Yeah.
Okay, so personal stories, you can keep it as a professional diary, maybe, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
It does not have to be professional at all.
okay,
So
okay,
that's the thing.
okay,
Okay, so what I share, so that's the reason I'm saying it can be like once a month. Why? Because you keep giving out the gyan that you're giving, but once in a month, if you share something which has literally nothing to do with what you're doing professionally, people will look at you as a person, and then you will get following. You might not get the leads. That's the reason you will not be posting them more, but you will get the following. And I think that's where you scale fast,
okay,
because then it increases your relatability factor.
okay. So, like for me, LinkedIn is like marketers cafe. Okay,
Yeah.
where people come and sit and chit chat and talk about marketing stuff.
Yeah.
But what about the poets? What about the people from other niche? Like, do you think LinkedIn has major opportunity for people from other niche? For example, artists for any of that niche. So what is your take on that?
See, personally, I have not seen people from like varied niches doing wonders on LinkedIn till yet.
Mhm.
I think it's still picking up, but that's the thing I'm saying. Initially, if you see, everybody is going to be on it for sure,
Yeah.
because if you are realizing it today, I'm sure somebody else will realize it next year, and then somebody will realize it next year. So today, say if I'm saying that I could post my personal stories on LinkedIn, I am sure eventually somebody would also say that I can also post my artist, being an artist, I can post my whatever things that I'm creating, because that is also a part of my profession. So I think somewhere, it will stick. Somewhere it will stick. So that's the thing I'm saying. The sooner you get on it, the better, because I see like a huge potential in here.
Yeah, I mean, to talk about my agency, two of my clients who was paying me the way higher than any of other clients has come from LinkedIn. For
Yeah.
me, it's like whatever the time I've spent, okay, everything is worth when those two clients came. So, because of those clients, we are making around 1.5 every month just because I spend time on LinkedIn. So,
Yeah.
it's an easy way to build trust with your target audience. That's amazing. So, yeah, my next question is, do you use any tools to growth hack your LinkedIn? or you are totally like going organically?
I have not used any tool till yet. I remember once somebody was talking that they use some external tools, because of that their accounts got blocked by LinkedIn. I was so scared. I was like, I because of some 2,000, 3,000 extra followers, I can't sacrifice and I can't put my account in danger, because if I lose my account today, literally I'll be nothing. Like my 50,000 people will be gone, and then poof, matlab, I can't take that risk. So I never used any third party app, even if people told that it's like it's all chill, it's people, LinkedIn is not going to figure it out, but I was like, no, I can't take that risk only. So
Yeah.
I have never used any such tools as such. However, I recently started using Sales Navigator, because and Sales Navigator is actually pretty great if you are looking to generate leads. So there are people like me and you, since we are running the show, we are running our own show, so that's the reason we also need to build a personal brand, right? But there are people out there, there are sales people, there are people who are outreaching. So for example, you have a SaaS company, and then there are, say, 5 people from your sales team who are constantly reaching out to people. They don't need to build their personal brands, they only need to do the outreach part. So for them, Sales Navigator really helps. So I think this is one area which I'm exploring. Probably it will not help me myself, but it can help my clients.
Yeah.
So there are one, two more tools which I'm exploring, but that is only to check my analytics, but nothing else. Like whatever you see is has been done manually.
Okay, okay, great, great, great. So, yeah, one more question which I've got from the audience when I was like when we shared the post window, how do you build a company page? How do you build? I mean, what type of content that actually works in a company page? So, what's your take on that?
Yeah. So I think honestly, company pages are usually dead on LinkedIn. Okay. It's like dead. You can't help it. However, you can use a few strategies to make it alive. And number one is to give it a face. So say if Harris and Co, if you want to create a page for you, Harris has to be the face, right? I mean, there has to be a person representing that page. If Sakshi, Neha and TJ are representing Harris and Co, like randomly, Harris and Co might not get that kind of attraction. But if there is like one person if, who knows that, who is known to be behind that page or that company, so that is, I think, number one way. Second thing is creating relatable content and tagging people, or collaborating. For example, you are into marketing. If somebody posts meme around marketing, you can take a screenshot and post it in your page, and also tag, give the credits to the person who posted it. You have already taken a screenshot, but also tag the person. So then you will start to gain their followers also. Why? Because the moment that XYZ person comments, everybody gets it on their feed that XYZ person commented on this post or this company page's post. So if you can work on the collaboration somewhere, create the kind of content which engages the audience or some people, it will help in increasing the engagement and also the followers.
Great, great, great. Chalo, one final question regarding LinkedIn. How do you write? I mean, what is going to be the perfect content for LinkedIn? Whenever you put content, what are the things you need to take care when we do it in LinkedIn?
Okay, so one thing that you need to absolutely take care of is to stop giving BS content and actually give something which is credible. Okay, so hear me out. We, especially in marketing, we are so used to consuming content everywhere. Okay, if we open, I'm sure you will be able to relate to me at least. If you're opening Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube, whatever you open, literally Twitter, all you will see is gyan, gyan, and gyan. Okay, even if most of them might be saying this the right thing, we are so, like, we have become totally reluctant towards it. So the only way to stand out during, amidst all that gyan which is happening, is to create a LinkedIn content which is backing your gyan. So for example, if I am creating a LinkedIn content, if you open my post anytime, or even my clients also, you will never see a bullshit content where it's like, oh, you will see you will see some people, most of the people actually giving gyan, like, 5 ways to do this. Some people posting random, if you want to get success, do this. if you start to invest early, stuff like that. A lot of people talk about it. I would say do not talk about it like at all ever, especially on LinkedIn. If you want to talk about it, start with a story. Share with people in what level do you stand to give out that gyan. For example, now if we are earning even say 15,000 a month, say, we know that we are saving 2 to 3,000 a month, so we know a little about investments and savings, a little. However, somebody who is also earning 15 lakhs a month might be investing say 3 lakhs every month, so he might know way more than me because he has that kind of a thing. And then there are people who are doing this only as professions. Now all of three are saying investments and are talking about investments and saving, but the person who is doing it as a profession will be having the greatest credibility. Okay, so you need to define your credibility by creating that content and say why should people listen to you. Always define your why while creating the content. So for example, if you open my post, you will see like a small story that last year I tested out this content and it worked for me. 5 reasons why it worked for me. So if you create this kind of content, you, like, by default are in the top 1%, because 99% are giving out BS content. And I would love to take some names, but I mean that's not very professional way to go about it.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, that's great. That's great. Chalo, let's learn about what's your next big move or next big plan, and how do you manage time for writing content? I mean, I want this question to be a little more personal.
Okay. So to be very honest, I have lost some motivation in the past couple of weeks, because I think I was trying. There was too much in my plate, to be honest, with my job and then a lot of clients projects and then my own LinkedIn mentorship batch. Literally everything was all over the place. So I took some like time for myself. Once in a while, I say tata bye bye to LinkedIn also, because LinkedIn at the end of the thing is also a platform and not like my life.
Yeah.
So I have not been posting very consistently in the past 2 weeks. So yeah, I think when it gets too much, I think not just for LinkedIn, but in general also for any one of us, if it gets too much, it's totally fine to take a break. The worst that will happen is that your reach will go down for some time. However, if you have like a loyal community, and if you send out say 10, 15 messages to them, individual messages saying that I'm back after like a break, people are going to come and support you anyways. So yeah, I mean I do take my breaks when I feel that there is a need to. I think for the next, I am sorting out the ways to manage everything, because trust me, it feels that everybody sorted from the outside, but it's not the case. I mean, everybody is struggling at some place, probably different ways, but everyone is trying to figure out something. So for me, what I'm trying to figure out right now is how to give my best at my job in and to my clients, and also launch my own digital products without compromising with my own sanity and going mad. So for that, I hired 2 people to help me out last month, and I have been so much at peace after that. I mean, delegation is so great. I can't tell. So yeah, I think on a personal way, I'll tell you, whoever is listening right now, is to not overthink anything. If you want to create content, create content. If you want to be on LinkedIn, be on LinkedIn. By listening too much of gyan before starting something will actually delay it. So just start before you're ready, because I've personally felt it, and there is no perfect time. So yeah.
Great. So, thank you so much, Sakshi, for giving your strategies to this strategist show. And I'm sure the 18 people, 17 people who are listening to this show have actually gained a lot of information. I'm really sure that if you have loved listening to Sakshi, please, I would request everyone to share your views on stories, tagging Harrison Co and Sakshi Darpan, her Instagram profile. Can you please name your Instagram profile, Sakshi,
Yes.
for everyone?
I think it's pretty simple. It's Sakshi Darpan. Let me type it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So she has mentioned her profile. So I request everyone to please share your views about this show, because yeah, it was also a dream for Harris and Co, and we were working on this project. We wanted to get connected, because at the end of the day, network, your network is your net worth, right? So you have to be connected with a lot of great brains. That's the only way to scale your brain to that level. So that is the sole reason we wanted a show like this, and we are so much honored to have you as our first guest. Thank you so much for spending time. Thank you so much for all the valuable things you have shared. I'm sure that of all the people who have heard this, they're going to practically do it. And yeah, thank you so much, Sakshi. Looking forward to having you in this show with many more other topics very soon.
Yeah, thank you so much, Alice, for having me. It was fun.